Hi Year 8s. Okay, now hope you've enjoyed your half term, and I've made a video here just to explain what we're going to be doing for the next 7 weeks. Now first of all, thank you very much for all the lovely games that you've made on Scratch for me. Now my original plan was for us to then do some testing. We're going to like swap the games or get your parents involved, try out your games and test it out. Now that's something I'm going to have to do in year 9, I think, and talk about how to do proper testing. This half term I'm going to move on to a project all about programming. So we've been making the games on Scratch, which is a type of programming language. Now you guys probably know it fairly well and how to use the blocks and how to make your characters do stuff using the blocks. Now that type of very visual programming is just the same as when we use a proper programming language, which is all text based. Programming is all about telling the computer what to do. So computers do jobs for us. We make computers to help us do our work and make life easier. Now, in order for computers to do that, we have to tell the computer what we want it to do. So just like in Scratch, when you produce a script using the blocks to tell your characters what to do, programming language produce software that tells the computer how to carry out particular tasks. In the very beginning, computers carried out calculations, so it needed to be told the logic behind how to do arithmetic, how to add something up, taking away, multiplying, division, and so on. So somebody had to program that. Even the programming languages have come a really long way. So before, programming languages were really hard to learn, but now there are lots of programming languages out there that are quite easy to learn, and we have already tried out a couple of them, and you may have already remember us using Python. Now we're going to use this time in lockdown to just hone our skills on programming, and I'm going to go back to basics and I'm going to explain all the way through what the different techniques all are. Now we've learned Python. There are also lots of different other types of programming languages that are really popular. So you may have heard of programming languages like C#, C++, which are produced by Microsoft. You may have heard of Java, and you may have heard of lots of other different languages. Now Python in particular is very easy to learn, and the code that we use, we call it syntax, is also easy to remember, and the type of programming languages that we are working with are called high-level programming languages. That means they are kind of like English, so they are not technical coded words, they are full English words, and that's one of the ways that how it's made it easier for us to learn programming. So your first week we are going to just put everything into context, and I would like you to research basically what is programming. Okay, so what kind of languages are out there, what kind of software do you use, and what kind of language are those pieces of software programmed in. So you're going to start with a bit of a research task. You're going to find out all about Python in particular for me. Now the extension task, if you've worked on the main task, is that you could find out about another programming language and you can compare it, because some people prefer to work with C#. That's a tougher language to learn, but it's got its own benefits. So if you wanted to research into that and look at what the top 10 programming languages are, that could be an extension that you can do. Now you're going to see a document with all the topics that we're going to be doing in the next 7 weeks. Now each week I'm going to release a homework assignment with the details of what I would like you to do in that particular assignment, and possibly accompanied with a video as well explaining what to do. And then you're going to try out the code that I'm going to set, and by the end of the 7 weeks I'm hoping that everybody can produce a simple program of their own from scratch using Python code. Okay, now I'm going to release this work every Tuesday, so it gives you a whole week including the weekend to work on your task, and then you need to submit it to me. Now because it's programming, it will involve obviously using a computer, and I know some people have sent me work on paper, or taken photos of what they've done. Now that's absolutely fine if you want to produce screenshots of what you've done, but you will need access to a computer or a tablet to use the website that I'm going to be using with you to learn programming. Now you can write the code out on paper, but you won't be able to run it to see how it works. You know, if you really kind of desperately can't get to a computer, please let me know and we'll work something out. So other than that, I'm going to leave it this week as just asking you to do that research task. The detail of that task is going to be in the Show My Homework, so do read it through again if you're not sure. If you do get stuck at any point, please ask me for help. So send me a message and Show My Homework. Nobody else in the class will see it, just me, and I will respond to you as soon as I can to give you some help with it. Okay, now hopefully everything you need to know is going to be in the homework. Okay, now looking forward to seeing you all soon. Keep up with the work, enjoy the weather, and check out the video for next week for when we start doing some actual coding. Okay.